Hello, good evening. Welcome to prayer time. I decided that I was going to join you guys here tonight. Um, so I am going to be doing prayer night the next two nights, but I was asked to do tonight here because of some technical difficulties. So you're getting blessed with my presence 3 days in a row. Um, but welcome to prayer time. My name is Joe. I am a practitioner of science of mind teaching. I'm affiliated with the Colorado Springs, Colorado CSL Church. Uh, and what we do here is we do prayers every day at both 8:15 in the morning and 8:15 in the evening, Mountain Standard Time. And what really the basis of our prayer time is, we kind of come together and, really take a second and allow the day to slow down and just go within, find our inner consciousness and kind of uplift our day. And we do that through prayer. If you have something that's going on that you do need prayer, we do have a group of practitioners and ministers alike that we do hold prayers for people that are going through things, or, if it's something that you just want to anchor in gratitude. Right now is a great time to, especially with the Thanksgiving holiday this week, anchor in a lot of things that we're grateful for. Um, it was interesting today at the service I went to, we were talking about, really what is in our heart space. What are we grateful for? And I'm grateful for this year. I get to do my own Thanksgiving meal, and I get to spend it with my fiance's family that's in town. And it's an opportunity for them to get to know me a little bit better, both as a practitioner and a ministerial student. It gets them a chance to know me a little bit before my fiance Ashley and I get married next June. So, that was really my thing that I was most grateful for this week. As I was thinking about it, I've just been in a, I don't know what it is, but I'm already in a holiday mood, Christmas spirit. I'm behind the eight ball when it comes to getting gifts, but I'm ahead in the Christmas spirit department. So that's awesome. So, I was thinking about, what's a good reading for today? And, I was kind of inspired because I had a good friend of mine. Her name is Melinda Jacobs, and her significant other is a guy by the name of Eamon Duffy, who runs the men's ministry, which is in New Thought Teaching. It's has a bunch of retreats, and it's one of my favorite things to do all year is to have those moments of community and thoughtfulness where we come together. Anyway, she was doing this collective prayer this week for a lot of the events that have been going on. This has been a pretty hard week as a practitioner, with a lot of events nationally that have really forced a difficult observance and recognition of current level of consciousness, and a need and desire for us as practitioners and ministers alike to go into prayer to see that high road, to see that high watch, as we would refer to it as. But anyway, I was really kind of drawn to one of the readings that's in the Science of Mind textbook, and I thought it was a really fitting one for this week, to kind of end this week and to start this new week. It's God Knows No Evil, but it's from the section from the teaching of Jesus from the Science of Mind textbook. But this is the reading. Why should it disturb anyone to be told that God knows nothing of his sin, nothing of his want, nothing of his lack of any kind? The tragedy would be if God did know. If God knew sin, he would be a sinner, for what the infinite mind knows must be. Sinner mistakes are outside the province of reality. Jesus knew this. He also knew that while man labors under the sense of condemnation, the burden of his thought weighs him to the dust. Being able to read thought, he knew just what step to take in relieving this burden of this man's mind before telling him to arise and walk. We shall do well to remember this lesson. How often we condemn when we should forgive, how often censure when we might praise. What untold grief of heart might be relieved by words of cheer and forgiveness. Especially should this lesson be remembered in the training of children, for they so readily respond to the thought of others. Remembering that the Spirit holds no evil towards man, that God is love, we should emulate this divine lesson and forgive all, that our hearts may be free from the burden of our own condemnation. So, that's a very interesting reading. I picked that reading because this has been an interesting week. There's a lot of things that were real tests this week, and I was kind of moved this morning. A good friend of mine, we were talking about what they were grateful for, and she, as a Black woman, said that in this church that my life matters, and that you all believe that my life matters. And it kind of, it both made me both glad and the aspect that there's this recognition that this congregation I'm a part of, this practitioner call that I have, there's that level that's there. But there's also sadness in the fact that there are places where that's not acceptable or that's not the truth. We're in this calling to be greater beings of consciousness and awareness. And it really starts with our mind, and it starts with our thought. It starts with it really starts with a little bit at a time. And it starts by that little itty bitty stone that creates the ripple, that creates the wave. And sometimes, especially in this holiday season, there's a chance to throw lots of little stones. And we're not talking about throwing stones in glass houses. We're talking about throwing the stones that create those ripples and create those waves. It really just starts with our thoughts and our actions, because our thoughts are one thing, but when our actions are based on our thoughts, and we not only practice, but we also preach what we say, that creates that greater being, that greater promise for tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and go into prayer here for tonight. But that was the reading I wanted just to kind of start the week off of, because I think it's really important for us to ground in this idea of there being no such thing as evil, and grounding on love this week. Thinking bigger in consciousness, thinking bigger in our thoughts and our minds, thinking bigger in our dreams and our hopes and our aspirations. It all starts with that seeing. So we're going to go ahead and go into prayer here today. So I just invite you, wherever you're at, just to kind of go within. And we're just going to go ahead and just slow down as you focus into this breath. For what I know in this evening, as I know, sure, as the sun does rise and this beautiful moon appears, I know that this today is part of this thing called life, this cycle, this season that's coming, this winter, we don't want to say the word harvest, but this journey of just snow and ice and flurries. There's an opportunity for us to see what that winter season really means. For as we come in together and gather inside in family and community, there's this opportunity for not only friendships to dig deeper, but this idea of family, of continuity, of of loving one another as you love yourself. That aspect of seeing the light of God within yourself, seeing that light in others, that comes out in this holiday time, this opportunity for us to live this holiday spirit. And each year, this reminder, this presence that we have to see the presence of spirit in others, that opportunity comes forth. It comes when we see someone where donate to a food drive, or we see someone be able to get a gift that may not necessarily have something under the tree. It comes in the ability of being able to see a smile, hold open a door, do that act of good, be that light in the world. And that presence exists within our mind, for our minds are one connected with this universal spirit. The love and light that we have, our hopes, our joys, our emotions, our feelings are part of this tapped in creative medium. For the thoughts that I have are part of this divine being. And I know this truth for all that are a part of this spiritual journey. Whether they're listening to this prayer at 8:15, whether they're doing it in the morning or the next day or next week, I know that as my words come out, as I speak this prayer, this truth, I know that stone that creates that ripple, that creates that wave, that outpouring of consciousness and energy. And I know that in this spiritual journey, that the focus in this time is that community coming together, that peace and love, that it comes out to that forefront. It is right there in the center of our heart space. The reality is that space is there, that it's there to be tapped into at any time. There's no restriction on it. There's no point where that love is not there, because that love is the presence of God that exists no matter where we are, whether we're in a bedroom, a kitchen, whether we're in Australia, Antarctica, we could be in Papua New Guinea. It really doesn't matter. That presence is there. And rooting in that presence, there's an opportunity in this time to hold that high watch, to hold that truth, that consciousness and awareness of both the light of ourselves and the light of our brothers and sisters, our neighbors. Hold the light not only on the people that we love, but the people that challenge us. There's that opportunity to give gratitude not only for what we have, but to give gratitude for what we can give to others. To give gratitude for that bigger picture, to give gratitude for that bigger vision, that heart space that we see, that vision that we see at our vision board. That vision that we see for a tomorrow that is greater for us, greater for all of humanity. I just give deep gratitude for being able to hold that vision, hold that high watch, hold that truth, and to anchor this prayer, to anchor this week of gratitude, of giving, to be able to hold this prayer this evening. My heart is just overfilled with this love. And knowing that what needs to be said has been said, nothing else needs to be done. I planted that seed of abundance of love and light. I just step back and let it be. And I invite, no matter where you are, to join me in closing this prayer, to release us into the universal law of love and light, this alchemy, which is the presence of spirit. And we release this just by simply moving it forward and saying, and so it is. All right. Well, my friends, if you enjoyed this prayer this evening, just a reminder that we do have the ability to support the network. It's at ntmedia.org /donate. Click on the donate button. And, it's a big part of what we do here, be able to expand our programming. I do look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night. But this is a pre recorded prayer. So I just know that no matter what time this gets viewed, that it's going to hit exactly where it needs to be hit. And I just appreciate the opportunity of being able to share this evening with you. So knowing this, I just bid you adieu for the evening. Peace, love, and blessings, my friends. Until we see each other tomorrow, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your night. And once again, I anchor it with, and so it is.